Good afternoon, guys. If you have decided to start your investment journey, I'm more than sure that there are particular objections and questions that you meet and face every single day, and I would like within this video to discuss each of the possible points for you to calm down and to make the smart decisions. Hi to everybody, my name is Gary. I'm real estate investor, investment advisor and broker based in Dubai, and let's start. Dealing with international investors from all over the world, I understood one very simple thing. There are a particular list of objections and questions that almost each of the investor has. So that is why, if you understand that this topic is somehow related to you, just like this video and let's start. Number one question and objection I see in the market nowadays in 2025 is really Dubai real estate market a bubble? And to be honest with you, I watched so many different videos on Instagram and YouTube where different experts are saying that Dubai real estate market is about to be crashed. I have been listening this for 5 years continuously and nothing happened. Instead of one fact that everything is growing up here in Dubai, starting from the population, finishing with the price per square feet. So let's first of all understand what does bubble mean. Not everybody will just mumble that it's bubble and the market will be crashed. It's too easy to say that by laying on the sofa, but it doesn't work like this. And as a real estate professional in Dubai who has units here as a family investor and who has international investors from all over the world, starting from the US and finishing from Australia, let's finally understand what does bubble mean and give the explanation to everybody here that Dubai is not a bubble. Bubble in real estate market, first of all, means that supply is over exceeding demand. So if we talk about the numbers, it means that we offer more than investors want to buy. If you check right now, nowadays, even the number of population, which is roughly 4 million people by summer 2025, every single year the population is growing from 160 up to 350k people annually. So this is already the red flag for all those people who are saying that Dubai is bubble, that this is wrong. Because in case if the number of the population is increasing, it cannot be bubble. The fact number two, only during 2024, the last year, around 6,700 millionaires moved to Dubai. What does that mean in the question of bubble? If there are a particular number of investors, millionaires, who move here with their family, who are relocating their business here, how is that possible? Where is the logic that the Dubai market can be a bubble? So all those people who are just saying loudly, singing that this is the bubble, I would like them to give the explanation why. Number three, right now, presently, we have roughly almost 900k, a little bit less, ready units by summer 2025. Let's say we'll have another 20,000 till the end of this year, another 60,000 till the end of 26, and another 70,000 till the end of 27. If you summarize all of them, is going to be around a million units plus minus by the end of 2027, with the population for nowadays 4 million people. So if you making the simple calculation, you will understand that each of the unit will have around from 4 up to 4.5%. If you compare the same index even with the Europe, where the number is from 1.9 to 2.1, you will understand that if you use the same criteria and filters about being or not being a bubble, so European market should be more bubble than Dubai. That's why before we say something, before we listen to somebody, we need to understand what kind of analysis he or she has done in order to say that Dubai real estate market is or is not a bubble. So the answer is Dubai real estate market is not a bubble, at least for another 30 or 40 years, because the tendency of everything here is going up. If you have any investor in your network who bought any unit, regardless what type of apartment or property is that, back in 2020, ask him the price per square foot or meter by 2020, back in time and nowadays, and you will understand that yes, this is impossible to have the bubble in the market nowadays. This is only beneficial for somebody who just want to give kind of hate information to the market, but again, this is up to them. If after all my explanation you still think that the Dubai real estate market is a bubble, just drop me the message with the explanation why. So objection number two that I face with my clients, international clients, when it comes to Dubai market is about delays and handover. There are so many investors, I would say probably 40-45% up to half of all my investors list, who ask me about the security. Like, Gary, what's gonna happen if my project will not be delivered in time, or I don't know, will not be delivered at all? Let's try to understand from the very beginning. Who constructs your project? Developer. Using the construction company, but developer. Who is developer? Developer is the entity who has to first of all purchase the plot, which which is to tell you that plots are not cheap. It's to say nothing. They are over expensive in Dubai. Number two, a part of purchasing the plot, they have to put sometimes up to 50% of the cost of all of the project to the escrow account, which is the absolutely protected account by government. Using these two factors, do you really think that developer is interested not to finish the project, not to complete the project, and is he saying not to get the money, not just the profit, but not to get even their money back to their pocket? Escrow account, just for you to understand, is the bank account which is protected by government, and it's like the third-party account which is between the investor and the developer. So we have investor money, we have escrow account, and then we have the developer account. So developer has right to take the money from the escrow account only with the construction stages. For example, if they constructed 20% of the project, they have the open door to take 20% from the escrow account. And the last money, with some cases, the last money from the escrow account can be transferred to the developer account only after 1 year from completion. So is it saying and answering the question to all of your hesitations, the investors, regarding are they going to delay or not to complete my project? Everything is possible in this world, but if we talk about specifically Dubai market, delay is officially allowed for maximum 1 year. This is connected with many things, starting from opening the escrow account, purchasing the plot, and many other things, but not more. And second thing, let me remind you what happened during the COVID years back in time. Almost 90% of all of the projects were completed in time. 90% in COVID times, when the rest of the world didn't know what to do, literally, when in Dubai residents didn't know what to do to move back to their own country or just to be locked physically at home, 99 out of 10 projects were completed in time. Yes, by answering your hypothetical questions, there are some projects that had kind of delay or didn't have the completion till the end, but I'm reminding you what was the time back in 2019, 2020. So when we talk about 2025 and above beyond, just look what's going on here. Each of single day we have the new projects, each of single month we have the new completion projects, and the fact that by the end of this year we're going to have another 20,000 units, this is the extra proof to you that everything in the market is working. And answering your question, will you have the delay for more than 1 year, or you will have no completion of the project at all? The answer is no. The next objection that I've faced so many times with my investors, moreover nowadays in 2025, this is the new developer. Investors, they want to get the project with the cheapest price, but at the same time, they don't want to deal with the new developers. When I say new developers, it does not mean that yesterday these people were selling cars or bicycles and today they have decided to build the properties. New developer usually in Dubai market means that this is the first or the second or the third project in Dubai. If we take the same comparison with the main realty, the US developer, property developer that moved to Dubai market, the same thing is here. They have only 2 projects in Dubai. Does that mean that they have no experience in the property market at all? No. I'll tell you something. They have even big list of advantages and benefits in comparison with many other new developers in the market. But at the same time, yes, they are new developer in Dubai market, and there are investors who are very satisfied with the quality of their job. That's why by answering the question, is new developer risky for the investor? The answer is no. The only thing you should understand is why you go for new or for well-known developer in the market. Each of the action that you take here in Dubai market, in general in the markets, you have to understand the logic. What is the logic? Because for example, I have the case with one of my investors, even in Dubai Islands location, we got a 1-bedroom apartment with a very low price in the market with the new developer. Does this new developer factor will affect somehow my client or his pocket? No, because by the handover we are going, hypothetically speaking, to rent it out for 1 year, then to flip it. Does really my investor care how he makes money, where the profit comes from new developer project or from well-known developer, top 5 developer project? Of course not. So that is why before we ask the question, is new developers somehow affect our pocket, we need to understand what is the reason of our investment in Dubai. What do we want to do? We want to go for very well-known, high-quality project, have absolutely no headache, just buy, rent it out and wait. It's better we go for well-known developer in the market. If we want to do something fast, we want to flip, we want to have higher capital appreciation, it makes higher logic to go for unknown or not well-known developer, new developer in Dubai market Why? Because new developer, they want to attract your attention. How are they gonna do that? As I said before in my previous videos, they are going to decrease the price per square foot or meter in the market. Because if we have developer A, who is well known in the market, she doesn't have any reason to decrease the price per square meter because market knows them. And if we have another developer B, which is new in the market, nobody or the limited number of investors know them. That's why they need artificially to do something in order more people know them and start purchasing their stocks and units inside their projects. And also let me pay your attention on one very interesting thing when it comes to the new developers. Do not forget that there are developers who are growing very fast. Without naming any particular developer, I want to tell you that there are developers in the market with the history of construction in Dubai for, let's say, 3 years, and they are already ranking top 20 biggest developers in the market. And hypothetically speaking, you can easily understand that if you jump into their first, second, or third project back in times few years ago, and right now they are announcing and they are completing several projects every single year, you can imagine how much money as returns of the investment and capital appreciation you can get by jumping into their one of the first projects. Why? Because usually project number 1, 2, 3 is going to be the cheapest in the market when it comes to the new developer. As I said, very easy explanation, just to attract your attention. I'm a new developer in the market. I want to attract your attention of another guys as investors. First of all, my quality will be high because I have to prove to the market they am well done, and at the same time the pricing. So I will not go for the high price, as I said before 5 minutes ago. I will go for the price which is the same or even less in the level. That's why whenever it comes to new developer, you together with your developer just need to check with your broker, so you just need to check the developer. If it's good with your analysis, you're good to go with that. The next objection from my investors is, Gary, it's very expensive. Let's understand what does expensive mean in this case. First of all, the only criteria and indicator to understand is the project expensive or affordable is the indicator of price per square foot. So just for you to understand, for example, we'll take the location. The location has, let's say, 30 projects, and if we see that the price per square foot is around, let's say, 2,000 dirham per square foot, this is the average price. If you have the project with developer with the project that provides you 2,700, we can say that the project is expensive. But even here, we need to understand why. Maybe this is the new branded residences, maybe it provides you the list of the other amenities that nobody has, or something else. If you understand that the price is 25%, 30% higher, but at the same time developer does not provide anything against it, we say, yeah, the project is overpriced. At the same time, if we understand that we have the project where the price is higher, but at the same time developer provides something which is unique and individual, so this is going to be your benefit and profit in the future, because whenever you have the completion, your price will be 20-30% higher, but at the same time you will have something that nobody else in the market will have. That is why by asking the question, Gary, is it like, why it's so expensive? Are you sure that we cannot go cheaper? We can go for cheaper, but the question is, what are you looking for? As an example, one of my investors who is planning to buy with me one of the units in Dubai Island told me, Gary, why the unit is very expensive? And I started giving him the explanation. When you say expensive, what do you mean by that? First of all, forget about the price of the unit itself in general. Let's go for the price per square foot. And we understood that price per square foot is the same. Okay, 40 dirhams more expensive, higher in comparison with the average price. But at the same time, the project is located 1 minute away from the sea, from the canal. Number one. Number two, as an example, payment plan is the most flexible payment plan in the market, which gives you, let's say, 4.5 year post handover, and many other reasons, which is letting the investor jump to this project particularly and make more than majority of other investors because of A, B, and C. That is why whenever we say this is expensive or this is affordable, we need to understand, how do you compare? Do you compare with what? If you have the example of another investor of mine, if you have a case where you have budget 150k, just this is your budget, or this is something that you are ready to spend in Dubai, even though you have more, hypothetically speaking, in your bank, and you just say, Gary, I want to spend 150 and that's it, and you tell me why it's so expensive. It's not expensive. This is the reality of the market. If the price per square foot in the market in that particular location is, as I said before, 2,000, 3,000, 1,500, how do you expect me to find you the project which is new with a list of amenities, with everything, which will be handed over, let's say, in 2-3 years, and will be very competitive in the market, but with the price of 700 or 800 dirham per square feet, how does it make any sense or logic for you? So we're supposed to check the market tendency to make the analysis of the numbers which is going on nowadays in real estate market, and then to understand the project is affordable, the project is too high, or the project is exactly in the range of the market. Yes, I understand that there is a very big list of investors who are trying to ignore the existence of brokers in the market. They're trying to make their own analysis, but again, it's up to them. I can tell you something, that you always need to get advice from somebody who has more experience than you in the market, who has some insights and some information to share. That's why, in case if you need me when it comes to understanding an analysis of the market as expensive or affordable or whatsoever, you can just find the contacts on the screen and just let me know whenever you understand that there is a question you would like me to answer. The next objection that I really like is, Gary, why do I need you if I can buy the stock directly from developer and even cheaper? Okay, let's go ahead. Let me explain you why this is wrong idea. First of all, the pricing when it comes to dealing with directly developer is the same or even more expensive, because if the broker has very good value in the market, he or she will have the exclusive details and conditions, which means that dealing with broker can give you cheaper price for units. Number one. Number two, whenever you deal directly with developer will give you only the information about their own development units, and they will not tell you the reality which is going on in the market. At the same time, when you go to the broker, he will tell you everything about the market in general. He will tell you that, for example, in this location we have 25 developers, and each of the developer provide you ABC, ABC, ABC. When you go back to the developer office, they will tell you that this location is only under the control of my developer A. So that is why, by asking the question, why do I need you, instead of this I can go and buy directly from developer, you can. But are you going to benefit or are you going to lose something? And the answer is obviously that you're going to lose. You're going to lose the reality of the market. You're going to lose the most important thing, the connection after the handover. Who is going to help you to get the snagging? Who is going to help you to rent out your property? Who is going to help you to resell it? Who will help you with the investment strategy? Do you really think the developer will give you the investment strategy and exit strategy? Attention, I'm not saying that dealing with developer is wrong. I'm just saying that you should go to the right developer, but together with the correct broker. So, and only in this case, the system will work with a 100% correct KPI. As I always like to do, give the examples with my investors. Without naming anything and anybody, I'll give you one very short example to remember. So one of my investors had decided to buy the stock directly from developer because developer provided so-called discount. Okay, let's put a discount aside. Let's say discount really exists in the market when it comes to developer, but again, I'm saying in the most of the cases, dealing with brokers will give you more discount than with directly with developer, but let's put it aside. So what's happened next? Now this investor is facing the problem what to do with the unit, because he's alone in the market. As soon as he tried to contact to some of the brokers, what happened in the market? 180k brokers are trying to attack him. Each of them is trying to provide the best services in the market. I don't know, I will sell your unit with a 20% profit. Another one is saying I will sell your unit with 30% profit, and the investor is getting confused. The same guy is contacting the developer who were pushing them to buy directly from them. And what developer answer? Sorry, you got your unit, like you do whatever you want. Of course, in more professional language, they use a different vocabulary, but the idea is the same. What kind of conclusion we can make? Investor purchased directly from the developer. He didn't get any benefit apart of so-called discount. That doesn't worsen in this case. Number one. Number two, right now the investor doesn't have any investment strategy, enter strategy and exit strategy. He just randomly bought using the emotions, and that's it. And number three, the investor doesn't have the investment exit strategy. What to do with this unit? Why he bought this unit? What was the reason of this purchase? To rent it out, to resell, whom to resell, when to resell, where to find the buyers. So that is why for all of us not to have the same situation in the future, think twice before you do anything, regardless it's gonna be with your direct individual broker or with the developer. Now let me remind you something. Anyway, you will meet the broker. You will need broker to rent out your apartment, as I said before, or any kind of property, or resell it. But what is better? Which scenario is better for you? To randomly find some broker in order to do something with your unit after the handover or on the final transaction of handover, or to have somebody from the very beginning before you jump into any investment project, to build the trust between yourself and the broker, to have the investment strategy. Why do you buy this project? How are you going to exit from the investment, having the investment exit strategy? Ask this question to yourself, what is better for you? 99% of all of my investors obviously choose dealing with the broker, but there is one tiny percent of the investors who want to do everything alone. Well, I do really respect your idea, your analysis, and your decision, but do not forget that this is the question of time when you will meet the broker and you will need to find somebody to do something very fast. I also have few videos in my YouTube channel, detailed explanation why Dubai market 2025 is the correct decision, and in general how the procedure will look like in case if we start working together. Apart of this, I highly recommend to check all my video list, because each of the video I provide in the channel will give you the huge usage and useful thing for you to understand how not to make the mistakes and how to go with the correct person and to the correct location. In case if you have any question, just let me know, subscribe my channel, and we can be in touch.